Hi there, my name's Nicole and welcome to Tea For Me Please. I just wanted to say thank you to everyone who watched and commented on our first episode of Husband Tea Torture last week. There will definitely be a lot more husband tea torture to come, but this week I thought it would be fun to share a shelf tour since a lot of people have asked about all of the teaware that's behind me in the videos. Alright, so I'm gonna have to pick my photography lights up so you guys can get a good view, but we'll start with the top shelf here. So on the very top row, I have all of my Hagi teaware, which is a really beautiful type of Japanese teaware. I definitely went through a major phase where I bought a whole lot of it. Definitely pieces that I still love and use. And down here, I've got all of my kind of matcha bowls, also known as gaiwans. So I've got a little natsume there to hold matcha in. It's kind of more decorative since you're not really going to store your matcha in there, but I love it because it's really pretty. And so I've got, these are matcha bowls from Teavana when I worked there. And this is my first gaiwan that I ever bought. I really like the glass look and like being able to see the matcha from all different angles. And here we have, this is the chasen that I'm currently using. It's handmade in Japan and I absolutely love it, especially the pink thread. And then this is a matcha bowl that my friend Darlene brought back for me from her trip to Japan. Then this is definitely my favorite matcha bowl. Don't tell the others, but I just really love the really fun colors and patterns of that one. So down here I have a few more matcha bowls. So I've got that one and I've got two that have spouts, so those are good for when you're pouring for a group. I've also got some professional cupping sets here. I do have a few more, but those are the two that I've got out. And then this is also where I keep my tea pet menagerie. So I do have a house there. As you can see, I use that for show pour, so that's pretty stained. But I do have everything ranging from like a teeny tiny goldfish to like this big goofy tiger guy, a pig, a frog. The frog's really cool because he shoots water out of his mouth. I did film a video of that a really long time ago, but I'll link that here so that you can see it. Then we've got a horse, a little pichu, which is like a kind of a dragon guy, a very small teapot, a bat, teeny tiny monkey. The snail was made by my friend Joe, and so I really love him. It's made out of clay, so I don't pour water on it, but I love to let him sit on my tea tray. I've got a turtle, a dachshund, an elephant, and last but not least, a deer. All right, and so now we start with the teacups. Hopefully this isn't too shaky for you. I know I'm not the best cameraman. So this is a wood-fired cup. I really love the base that's on it. This is a cup that somebody gifted to me at World Tea Expo. She was made in Mexico, I believe. And I've got, definitely have a thing for rice pattern teaware. So I have two gaiwans as well as some cups to match the white one. The cup on the left was made with Irish clay, and then these are just some random cups. I honestly use those the most, I think, because they're pretty inert since they're just like a plain porcelain. And then here I've got two of my Peter Novak pieces. I have a silver lined cup that I got from Crimson Lotus Tea. I really love the multicolor, almost oil slick kind of finish to that one. I've got like a little wabi sabi cup that I bought from Tea Company in New York. We've got a clay cup that they gave out at World Tea Expo a few years ago, as well as a clay cup from the New York Coffee and Tea Festival. And then I've also got a little Royale cup. I use that one a lot because I really love kind of seeing the crackles form on the inside. And then this cup, I don't know if you can see, but it's got fish on the inside of it, so I always thought that was really cute. Next shelf. So that is a Peter Novak Shibo and matching cup. And then this is a Shibo that was made by Emilio at the Jade Leaf. I really love his teaware. I was happy that I was finally able to get something of his before it sells out. I've got some glass cups, some cups. These are definitely a throwback for tea people who've been around for a bit. Those came from Joseph Wesley Black Tea. I've got These also, they came from the Eat-O-Wen store when they had one in New York City. I definitely somehow have a thing for fishy teaware, so I've got those little cups, some just like little blue ceramic ones. That came from Yunnan Sourcing. I really love the look of it, but I almost never use it because I can't see the tea. So that sometimes gets to be a problem. Got some more glass cups there, filters and sharing pitchers. Then we've got cups from Midwest Tea Fest, World Tea Expo, and the Chicago Tea Festival. Then we've got some aroma cups with saucers and again fish because I have a problem. Right, so on the next shelf, this starts my kind of tea book collection. I'm definitely starting to run out of space, so I'm gonna have to come up with something else, I think. Let me just get a little closer so I can pan around there. Those two boxes are just some more tasting sets that I picked up from Adagio. And so there's definitely, I would recommend almost any of these. They're all really great books. I'm definitely a big book nerd as well as a tea lover. So I definitely love when my two hobbies can collide. But I'll definitely need another new bookshelf soon because there's a whole nother shelf down here. And this is actually the last of my Golden Dragon stash, that's actually from the Teavana store that I worked at before they closed. I actually got to keep a large amount of the tea, so I'm working on sipping that down while I'm at work. But it's definitely something that I love that I have and got to keep it as a souvenir. This might be a little hard to see, but these are my World Tea Awards. One is for Best Blog and one is for Best Social Media Reach. And so over here, we start with kind of clay teapots. The one on the right is the first one I ever had, and so I've been brewing tea in it for over 10 years now, so you can see it's got a good, nice shine to it. Here I've got another clay pot. That's actually my newest one on the left. The one on the right is like a little royale pot that I bought at East Hill when I was at the Chicago Tea Festival. I loved the contrast of the red knob and I just couldn't resist taking it home. Down here, the pot on the left was made by Inka Nielsen. I've admired her work for a really long time, so I'm so happy that I was able to get one. And this is a royale pot. It's a little big, but I like to use it for show pour when I am brewing it. Then we've got, I just really love the kind of aesthetic of this black gaiwan. The inside's still white, so you can still look at your tea. And that came from Tea Shop in New York. And this is a really small little Peter Novak pot. It only holds about 3 grams of tea, so I will often use it for like really expensive oolongs. All right. This guy is my first gaiwan ever. It has matching cups. I don't really use them because they're super tiny. It has a crack in the lid, so I'm kind of afraid, but I really, really love it since it's my first gaiwan. This also came from Tea Shop in New York because I kind of can't go there without buying something. This is a Celadon gaiwan. I bought that at World Tea Expo. Surprise, there's a little more fishy teaware. These two clay pots I honestly really never use. They're a little big for me, but I'll sometimes make like a greener oolong in this one with the flower on it. This one actually hasn't even been seasoned yet, so I gotta work on that. And then we've got just like a plain gaiwan, a Teavana gaiwan, a glass gaiwan, and down here I've just got an easy gaiwan from Teaware House. And then back up for some side handled pots. These two came from Yunnan Sourcing. And then I've got some kyusu. This one came from Physical Graffiti in New York City. Then this one was my first, well, it's a duplicate of my first kyusu. My first one I actually broke last year, but I was somehow, through the magic of the internet, able to find a replacement. And then down here I have a Shibo set. Last part of the shelf. So I've got this really pretty floral pot. My mother-in-law bought that for me. I've got this set from Teavana a long time ago. I had an awful lot of Starbucks gift cards, so I went and picked that up. More rice pattern teaware. Some of this was found in Chinatown, some of it on eBay, some of it on Amazon. I just went through a phase where I really loved those. I've got some Korean teaware. I bought these from Hankook Tea. I do have to mention that I really love them. They don't sell too much teaware anymore, but when I broke the lid on the larger teapot, they actually offered to send me the smaller one that was by the same artist, in the hopes that the lid would fit. And I just had to pay for shipping, which they didn't have to do, but I really appreciated that they did that. Anybody else who knows them knows that they're a really great company and really great people there too. All right, so now we've got kind of my more Western style teacups. I honestly don't use these an awful lot, partly because a lot of them are antique or really delicate, but I do really love them, and I do love when I use them. So the first one is Royal Albert. Definitely not an antique, but you can probably find those on Amazon or anywhere else that sells that kind of teacup. This one is a Paragon teacup. It's really super, I love the scallop edges and the gold accents. It's super pretty. And then we have a Balik teacup. Every year I post that on my Instagram for St. Patrick's Day. That came from an antique store in New York City. This is a cup that my sister gave to me for my bridal shower. She had my name put on it, which was really sweet. She definitely gets me. This teacup I bought when I went to Savannah, Georgia. I really love calla lilies, and so I was just really attracted to that floral design, and I thought it would go great with that floral teapot that you saw on the top shelf. So I also bought that heart-shaped teacup in Savannah, Georgia as well. Some of you might remember that white orchid cup from Teavana. I actually rescued that one out of the trash can at a store I was working at because it was definitely going to get thrown out. But I'm happy I was able to save it. This one came from Anthropology. Since you guys saw how much I loved rice grain teaware, you can tell why I loved that one so much. And then I have a Royal Albert Christmas cup. Reminded me so much of my mom's Spode Christmas plates that I just couldn't resist buying that. And then this is an antique cup I bought in Savannah, Georgia when I was there for my honeymoon. Alright, almost there, guys. So down here, I've just got kind of some random glass teaware, just different steepers, cups, pots. Nothing really too special, but just like really utilitarian kind of things. I do have a depression glass cup here. It doesn't have a saucer, but I still love using it when I feel like being really fancy and girly with my tea. This is an antique teapot that my mom had given me. I think she actually won it at like a card party. Right? And these are some little demi-tasse cups. I'm not really sure what the story is on these, but the stamp does say that they are hand painted and made in occupied Japan. Down here I have a cast iron teapot, and then I also have a teapot, a big glass teapot with matching cups. I do like this one because it can be boiled on the stove in case I need to really squeeze the life out of a tea. I can do that. And it also has a filter that's removable, so that's really helpful. Alright, so that's it for my tea shelf tour. Definitely let me know if there's anything you'd like to know more about, or if there's anything you'd like to see in future videos, and I'll see you guys soon.